I'm a hard worker, but I wouldn't do that. I admire him. He's just an amazing guy.
Hello, I'm the BBC's Regina Vaidyanathan. Thanks for joining us on this Facebook Live on the BBC page, live from the National Mall in Washington, D.C., on an historic day in America and indeed around the world. Donald Trump is now President Trump, the 45th President of the United States. I was on the National Mall watching with the hundreds of thousands of people who had come to Washington from across America. If you watched that inaugural address, do tell us what you thought about President Trump's first words in office, about his intentions going forward. Pop your comments in the box. We'll try and share some of them in the next 5 or 10 minutes that we're going to be live on this page. But first, let's just talk to some of the Trump supporters now that the rally's over. The inaugural address. You're all here getting lunch. What's your name?
My name is Donna Lou Schickel.
And where have you come from?
Oh, we're from the beautiful Shenandoah Valley of Virginia.
So you're all locals?
Yes, pretty much, just a few hours over the hill.
And tell me what you thought of that address. What really stood out for you?
You know, hope is something we've been needing and lacking in our country for a while. And I think Donald Trump, our new president, has reignited hope. And he has accomplished things, built bridges, built alliances in places where no one else has. And it was so contagious. I don't know if you can see this, but there were protesters right behind us. We turned and asked them to be quiet. And it took just a little while. Donald Trump starts speaking. They get quiet. And we make friends. Now we've got our picture together.
I will just say, you said that there wasn't any hope in politics, but of course hope was President Obama's slogan and how he got elected, and a promise of hope.
That was unfortunate. We were very disappointed. And now, as people can look at any of the statistics, whether it's income, inflation, degree of whether children are better than their parents were at that same age, all of the hope has been lost. And there's no need to wonder why a lot of people are losing their minds. So this is a new beginning that we've been needing. We're desperately hungry for.
Okay, I really want to try and get some of the other people in as well. Are you also from the same area?
I'm down from Philadelphia. I'm actually from London, England.
Oh, you're from London. But you're a citizen now?
I am dual citizen. My father's American.
Now, tell me why you are a Donald Trump supporter. Where are you from? London, did you say?
Born in London, raised in Brighton.
Okay, and why are you supporting Donald Trump?
Well, I think he just offers a different perspective of America. I think that what's been missing for the last 8 years has been an inclusivity. I think we've been led by a left-wing ideologue who hasn't necessarily catered to the interests of the entire American populace. I think with Donald Trump we have someone who's going to essentially represent the entire country. I think his message is one of inclusivity, and there's nothing really controversial about anything he's saying. I think, who doesn't want higher wages? Who doesn't want safety at home? Who doesn't want secure borders, a strong military?
And I will just cut in. You say there's nothing controversial, but a lot of things during that campaign that he said, like initially wanting a ban on Muslims entering the United States, building a wall, they are hugely controversial. Of course, people like you may support those policies, but there are whole swathes of people who don't.
Building a wall is not controversial.
It is to some people.
Well, it shouldn't be, because we've been doing it for years. We just haven't completed it. And he's correct. We need to, like any country, we need to protect our borders. Look what's happening to France and Germany now that there's a lot of refugees coming from the Middle East, war-torn countries. You can't blame them for wanting to leave, but you have to watch out for your own people.
Can I just get your name?
My name is Tom.
So, Tom, we've had a comment here, because we're broadcasting around the world on Facebook. I've got a comment here from someone who's watching. So Carolyn says, can everyone just give the guy a chance? He may turn out to be a good president. Eric, though, says, the most negative speech ever. That's not how you instill confidence in your people. That's how you scare people into clinging to you. What's your name, sir?
Jim Norcross.
Jim, what would you say to Eric Cowell, who thought that speech was negative?
Well, he wasn't here for
but he watched it.
Yes, and I think that it's all a matter of waiting. We're going to see what happens, and I think that the Trump supporters are going to bear out to be the correct ones.
I have a comment to that comment.
Okay, yeah, please.
You know, there's a difference between building people up with false hope, which is what we've been getting from Obama for 8 years, and telling people the truth. and telling people what you plan on doing. Now, not everyone's always going to like exactly what another person wants. But as long as you can come together as a nation, which is what Trump said he wanted to do, and that's very important to us. And the other thing I want to mention is the world thinks that we're so divided over this election. We're not that divided, okay? We're all Americans. We all want the same things. It's the media, it's the mass media that has been kind of lying to us.
Well, there were people who didn't vote for Donald Trump. There are people who are protesting that
Yeah,
president.
but the same people in the media went out and they told us for the last year that Hillary's going to be our next president. And there's no chance that and they didn't even take Trump seriously.
Well, not everyone. We certainly took Trump seriously at the BBC, but I will say
that's why
that,
we're
you know,
talking to
people...
you.
Okay.
If you weren't, then I wouldn't be talking to BBC.
That's very nice
If you were NBC or CNN, I wouldn't be talking to you.
Okay, Tom, thanks very much. I want to bring someone else in because there's still a few of you around the table. I've got a comment here from Clara who says, congratulations, we have a non-politician in the White House. So yeah, we've got some comments here. Clara says, congratulations, we have a non-politician in the White House. And Aziz says, I'm watching from Bangladesh. Congratulations, America. And Barry Norton says, I wonder how his nationalist socialist rhetoric will play out in a capitalist, globalist, economic country and world. And Feder says, please tell me what Trump will do for Afghanistan. The last comment here, though, is Steve says, how can someone with no political experience at all become leader of the free world? Do you want to take that one, and then we'll probably have to wrap up? So what do you think? People say, you know, it's great, he's a non-politician, but does he have enough skills to do the job?
I think he does. He wouldn't be as successful as what he is if he couldn't do the job. I think he'll do a wonderful job. He'll do more for America than probably most of the people.
Okay, well, we shall find out. Thank you very much. It was lovely to have you all on the BBC, and hope you enjoy your day in Washington. And that's all from BBC Facebook Live right now. We're going to move around because there's a wire coming the other way. But do stay with us for live coverage. You can go to bbc.com/news.